morning. Today we're going to take a trip up to a place called Cherry Creek, Nevada. It's located about 50-60 miles north of Ely, Nevada, up in the northeast part of the town or the state. As I understand and what I've read, it was founded in early 1872 when some prospectors found some gold and silver nearby. Created a mad rush up to Cherry Creek. Today there is only a handful of people that call that place home from a permanent standpoint. At one time it grew up to be 6,000 people in population at its peak. We're going to go up there and make a video and check it out, look around, see what we can find. I got my travel coffee ready to make it up there. Come along with me, let's go make a video. Cherry Creek and the Cherry Creek Mining District all began on September 21 of 1872 when Peter Corning and John Carpenter from nearby Egan Canyon located the Teacup claims. Within 1 year, the Cherry Creek boom was on. By spring 1873, the town had a population of 400. Buildings, including a livery stable, a blacksmith shop, a $2,000 hotel, boarding houses, restaurants, and most important to many of the local miners, more than 20 saloons, quickly sprang up in Cherry Creek as the boom gained momentum. Peter Newman constructed a brewery in Egan Canyon to supply the thirsty Cherry Creek saloons. Because of the booming Cherry Creek economy, Wells Fargo opened a station in 1873. A post office also opened in 1873. Mining activity began to fade by 1874. Most of the mines and both mills were struggling. By 1875, most had closed, and only limited production continued. In 1880, Cherry Creek revived and began its biggest boom. Rich new finds were made in the Exchequer and the Teacup mines. Soon after, additional veins were discovered in the Star Mine. By the end of 1881, the mines each employed close to 200 men. A 20-stamp, 100-ton amalgamation mill was moved from Hamilton to the Star Mine. The Star Mill was started in July of 1882. Other mills put into operation included a 50-ton Exchequer and the 5-stamp Teacup. The post office was reestablished and operated with a mercantile store owned by D.H. Gray, a prominent White Pine politician, and Daniel Collins, who also acted as postmaster. At its peak in 1882, Cherry Creek had the transient population of 6,000 or about 1,800 permanent residences. The town now had an amazing 28 saloons, keeping the brewery running at capacity. In addition, a wide variety of mercantile stores were operating. By popular demand, a track for horse racing was built 3 miles south of town. The racetrack, a source of great civic pride, boasted a huge grandstand, stables, and a mile-long track. The White Pine newspaper came to town and was moved from Hamilton on January 1 of 1881. By 1882, J.B. Williamson, owner of the Exchequer mine, had shipped more than $1 million in bullion. Then the financial crash of 1883 stopped Cherry Creek's boom in its tracks. That, combined with poor management, forced the Star Mine and Mill to close in 1884. Soon after, the Teacup and the Exchequer also closed. Cherry Creek began a rapid decline. Despite its dwindling population, the town tried to challenge Hamilton for the county seat, but to no avail. A further blow occurred on July 24, 1884, when hoisting works of the Star Mine burned. By November, only one saloon was still serving the shrinking population. On August 15 of 1885, the White Pine newspaper left Cherry Creek and moved on to the boom town of Taylor, Nevada. While the major mines had closed, smaller ones were still producing. Cherry Creek continued to decline, however. A fire in August of 1888 destroyed a section of the business district, causing $20,000 in damage. By 1890, Cherry Creek had a population of only 350. 3 stages were still running from Cherry Creek, but another fire in February of 1901 further depressed the camp. That fire destroyed a major section of downtown Cherry Creek. Yet another smaller fire occurred in 1904. Then beginning in 1905, Cherry Creek experienced a revival. The Teacup, renamed the Biscuit, Exchequer, and the State Star mines were reopened. The 2 new mines, the National and the New Century, were put into production. An additional boost to Cherry Creek occurred on July 17, 1906, when the Nevada Northern Railroad arrived. The population grew to about 450 before the revival faded again in 1910. During the next few years, only leaseholders were active in the district. The Cherry Creek Silver Dividend Mining Company worked the Marianne mines from 1917 to 1923 and produced $35,000. From 1902 to 1922, $700,000 was produced from the Cherry Creek mines. Several small mining companies came into the district during the early 1920s. The Teacup Mining Company began work in the district during the 1918, but didn't begin production until the summer of 1919. The company controlled 22 claims, the most prominent being the Teacup Mine. A 100-ton flotation and cyanide mill was built in 1919, and a 7,250-foot tramway was constructed to link the Teacup Mine with the mill. An assay office and a number of other buildings were constructed at the mill. In 1924, the United Imperial Mines Company was organized and obtained control of the Exchequer, Imperial, and Star mines. These 3 mines contained over 18,000 feet of workings. The company also reopened the old Star Mill and converted it into a cyanide plant. In 1927, Nevada Standard Mining Company entered the Cherry Creek district and began to purchase most of the district claims. The company obtained the holdings of 6 companies active around Cherry Creek. As many as 200 men were employed in the mines and mill during the 1920s and 1930s. The mines had workings of more than 40,000 feet and produced more than $10 million. The companies worked the mines on and off until 1940. That's when all the companies folded, and it had produced close to $2 million. Since that time, leaseholders have always been active in this district. Even today, mining activity lingers in Cherry Creek area and accounts for an increase in that town's population. Total production for the district is somewhere between $15 and $20 million. Estimates vary dramatically. Today, many buildings remain, including the school and several old saloons and a couple of false front buildings. The Cherry Creek School, built when Cherry Creek was founded in 1872, it is one of the 2 oldest standing Nevada schoolhouses. With successful mining operations, the area population grew to about 6,000 people and a peak enrollment of 56 students. After the last class in 1941, the building was used as a post office until 1971. Acquired by Walter Campbell in 1994, the schoolhouse has been converted into a museum. Until recently, the old Nevada Northern Railway station was located just east of town. The depot, which retained a rare and complete water tower, was moved to White Pine Museum in Ely. The water tower is now collapsed and remains at the depot site. There is a cemetery below the town of Cherry Creek and two above the town. The cemeteries receive only casual care. These old burial spots, like the pioneers who fill them, are honest and free of shame. Time has taken its toll on the fences. Mother Nature has taken her toll on the many nameless headboards. But this is not as sad as that might seem at first appear. A nameless grave marks no distinction of race, creed, poverty, or wealth. None of the cemeteries appear to be full and are all about the same in age. The cemetery that's located right above town is divided into two categories. One is for the Catholic and the other is the Masonic. This concludes my presentation of the history of Cherry Creek, Nevada. Thought I would leave you with some random photos of the ruins that are left behind. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my video of Cherry Creek. It's interesting that many times I have been up in that area and I overlooked exploring Cherry Creek for whatever reason. I don't know why. I normally do a lot of research before I go to an area. And as I was passing through north on Highway 93, 95, I saw the Cherry Creek sign, so I decided to go down that road and check it out. I'm glad I did. Unfortunately, I did not do a lot of research before I got there, so I overlooked some of the areas of real good interest there, and I didn't get any footage about it. So I may have to make a separate trip for that. Also, the other unfortunate thing, I was unable to view their museum, which is only open periodically, and you have to contact the person who runs it. And I did not do that, so I didn't get a chance to look inside, but I've seen some videos of that in the past. Very interesting, and again, too bad I missed it. But I'm glad you guys got a chance to look at this video, and I shared the knowledge and the history of Cherry Creek as I know it and as I have read. Thanks again for watching. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.